Hey everybody, welcome to Pineapple Knits, a knitting and spinning video cast. I'm Marina, and you can find me everywhere on the web at Pineapple Yarn, especially Instagram where I'm most active. And you can visit my hand-dyed yarn and knitting accessory company at pineappleyarn.com. Welcome back to the podcast this week. It's really great to be here again with all of you. I'm coming to you from the South Carolina coast where it is so cold. It is so cold today. Let's see, I woke up and when I checked the temperature, it was, I want to say it was about 32 degrees, which I know is 0 degrees Celsius this morning. And it was very, very cold. I know for some of you that's not that cold, but for here it's cold. So, of course, I forgot to bring all of my plants in last night. So, I am going to do it tonight, but it's actually really, really beautiful out. The sun is out, even though it's chilly. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have finally warmed up because I have several pairs of pants on. I have found all of the wool things that I could wear. I actually took off a couple layers to film this podcast because, I don't want to look ridiculous. So vanity wins on that count. But I hope it's great where you are and you're keeping warm with all of your woolen items. This is a great time of year to knit for sure. But I'm actually drinking all the warm things today, as many things as I can find. And no surprise here, I'm drinking chai tea. I'm drinking as many spicy things as I can. This is actually the chai from Teami, and it's not terribly spicy. It has a really nice mild chai flavor, and not really strong on like the cinnamon and the black pepper. So it's nice. It has a really good flavor. I paired it with, I put some stevia in it and also a spoonful of coconut milk from a can. So it's like the really thick coconut milk, and it's super good. And I decided to treat myself because I'm really cold. And I am eating a stroopwafel as well because they are just going very well together. I didn't buy these. My husband brought them home for me, and so that was really, really nice. He knows me too well. I'm actually going to throw a coupon code up here for you if you want to try Teami and you want to get a really good discount. So there's that. So I have just been continuing to focus on my gift knitting this week, and I do have a finished object to share with you, so one more thing to check off the gift knitting list. This is the Grayson sweater. I finished it for my son. This is a pattern by Julia Stanfield. If you recall, last year I made one for him in my Coastal Fog colorway. It was like a more of a tonal, kind of a blue-green color. And this year I decided to make the same pattern. This pattern is it's so great. It is simple, kind of really a mindless knit, and I love the V-neck in the front. It really just makes it look tailored, and it's a little challenging, but I think that's just me. So what I was going to do initially is make a fade, and I wanted to take all of my DK weight skeins, leftover skeins from projects, and combine it all into one. And then I did have a skein of this in my stash, and I decided to go with stripes, and I'm really glad I did. I think this is so cute. So I'm going to go through and just fill you in on the colors as far as I can remember, but I will have all the colors listed in my show notes. So this really, really bright green, I love this green, and this is Shamrock and this is one of my colorways, Pineapple Yarn. And the next stripe is called Granny Smith, and I used those two in a colorwork sweater along with this color, Pearl, and these are all three my colors, Pineapple Yarn. And I used those in a colorwork sweater in a test knit I did for Tin Can Knits last year, I believe. Actually, might have been a year and a half ago, because I know my son was very small. I think it might have been the 0 to 3 month size I knit him. It was very tiny. Anyway, so those are those. And then this next one is Grasshopper. This is by Madelinetosh, and it's on the Tosh DK base, which I believe is discontinued. It's a single ply base. The next color down, this is by Dream in Color, and I don't remember the color, but it is listed below. And I made the cutest baby blanket out of it for one of my daughters, and it's just a really, really pretty tonal green color. And then the next color down is by Madelinetosh. I believe it's Big Sur. I couldn't find the ball band for it, so I am pretty sure, because I think I purchased the Big Sur. I think I purchased that colorway Big Sur several times in several different bases. And then the last two are a single ply. It is Malabrigo, and it is their Merino and Silk blend. I can't remember the base name. I know I believe it's the very bottom way is called Teal Feathers or something along those lines. And I used those two in I think it was the Hundreds cardigan pattern, and it was just adorable. So those are all those, and I felt like the mixing of all the different bases went really well together. I'll show you a close-up here. So some of those are a single ply, like that one right there is a single ply. So is that bottom one. And then this one here is a single ply. I feel like they all work together really well. Everything blocked out beautifully. Now I'll talk a little bit about the construction of this sweater. It is a top-down sweater, very, very simple raglan construction. As most top-down sweaters are, you go from the neck all the way down, do the sleeves, and then you pick up the V-neck last. And the only thing I did differently with this pattern, the V-neck, well, I should say I did the 18 to 24 month size. I felt this way last time I made this pattern as well, as I feel like it's generously sized, so just a heads up for that. I did go down a needle size. I believe I knit this on a size 5 US, and the pattern calls for a 6, but that is normal. I'm a loose knitter. I always go down a needle size. And so the thing I did differently about this neck is I picked up more stitches than called for. I believe I did the same thing last time too. I had a really hard time figuring out the neck, but I will show you a close-up. I know it's going to get blown out, so hopefully it'll adjust. But I think it turned out really nice. Definitely nicer than last time, and last time I was happy with it too. So the only difference that made me happier this time around is that the pattern calls for beginning this neckline at the base of the V, and I did not like that at all. I actually began it, I think right here in the back where the shoulder increases, or one of the shoulder increases are. And I felt like that was the most inconspicuous place to start it, and I loved it. So nothing else to talk about this pattern. I just think that everything about this is just adorable. And I know it'll fit him a long time because holding it up now and looking at my screen, it looks big. But if you can recall with some of the other baby knits like baby socks and baby hats that I just finished, I underestimate how big he is. And this is for my son. He's a 1.5 years old. And yeah, so that will be great for him for Christmas. And I'm playing with the idea, if I have time, of making a little hat that matches, because I think it'd be so cute, and I have plenty of yarn left over. I thought for sure that this would be such a great stash buster, and it just really wasn't. Now I just have smaller leftover skeins in my stash, so I'd really love to use up a little more, but yeah, that was the Grayson sweater. So cute. My son is done with his knits, and so I started on my next child. Not in order. I'm not going in order because I had talked to you last time about wanting to cast a sock on, and I needed a sock on the needles. Well, my daughter, who just turned 9, she let me know that for Christmas she wanted a pair of fingerless mitts like I knit her sister. And so I actually saw that Kay, who is a wonderful designer, the Crazy Sock Lady Designs, she had called for a test knit. And so I was able to get in on her test knit for a pair of fingerless mitts. So I cast on for those, and those will be for my 9-year-old daughter. And they are just coming along beautifully. I haven't made a lot of progress, but here they are so far. Of course, this yarn is just going to be so great. This is the cuff of one of them. So far, I have a cuff, and this is the cake of yarn. It is self-striping. And I'll show you the ball band as well. This is by LunaPurl yarns, and she makes the brightest self-striping yarn. It's the colorway Subtropic. So I hope you can see that, but I will post everything in the show notes. But so far, I can't really say much about it because I have done a cuff. I'm knitting these on the called for needles in the pattern. Surprisingly, these are a US size 1, which I think is it a 2.5 millimeter or a 2.25 millimeter? I'm not sure. Addy Rockets, which is what I knit everything on because they are fast. And I'll tell you what, I have not made a lot of progress on these because of my own issues with this yarn. So what I was doing, I was actually caking this up the other day. No big deal, done it a million times. And all of a sudden, I was just, caking it up. Like, I love caking up self-striping yarn because you can watch all the stripes, the new color starts and you can see it. All of a sudden, I looked over at the hank of yarn, so the loop of yarn, just in time to see it dripping like spaghetti off my Swift. And it was horrifying. So I gingerly picked up my cake winder, and with the other arm went and scooped up the pile of self-striping spaghetti yarn on the floor, walked into the living room. My husband was watching TV and said, okay, I guess this is, instead of knitting, this is what I'm going to be doing tonight. And for the next 2 hours or so, that's all I did, is untangled this yarn. And I actually fastened the cake winder over by my husband. So every time I would untangle several feet, I would say, all right, and he would wind it up, you know, crank a couple cranks for me, and oh gosh. It did take about 2.5 hours to do all this, which was just crazy. But I got it done. I didn't have to cut anything, so I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, so this is going to be a really, really great pattern. Obviously, I'll keep you updated. Most likely, barring any sort of crazy things, I will have these done next week. The last pattern I tested for Kay, they were, I believe it's called Spread the Love mitts, Share the Love. I think it's Spread the Love. Those were a cabled mitt. They were so fast and fun. I had a blast making them. I would definitely make them again because they were so great. I anticipate these are going to be the same. And I have loved working on this super, super bright neon yarn too, because yesterday it was super cloudy, rainy. Today's sunny, which is wonderful, but I think we're going to have rain for the next week, maybe. So I'm going to be pulling out all the brights, all the neons to get me through that. And yeah, so this has been so fun. I'm really glad that my daughter didn't ask for a sweater. She asked for a quick gift, and I am thankful for that. So that is all I've been working on this week. I think I told you guys that I have just been super focused on getting all of the gift knits done, all of them. So I've been very monogamous and good about that. But I did want to share with you, well, first of all, did I share this? Did I say this at the beginning of the podcast? I don't remember now. I am wearing my Lunae shawl, which took me 9 months to knit. I've been so cold, especially today is so cold, and so I picked out the wooliest, warmest shawl that I have. It is perfect for today. This is just a wonderful shawl, and I'm loving wearing it because these are the days it's meant for. But I wanted to share with you my Paradise Fibers Fiber of the Month Club box if you are interested. This month was super fun. And if you haven't received yours or you want to keep it a surprise, I will post a timestamp and you can skip ahead if you'd like. So this month was all about the holidays and winter. It was definitely a winter themed box, I should say. And if you're familiar, Paradise Fibers has a line of fiber called, I guess, the Gemvember, like Gems of November. This was kind of a continuation on that. And so the box has this super pretty, shiny snowflake kind of wrapping, I suppose. And this was the sticker for this month. This was so cute. I don't know, this is going to get way blown out. But it's a really pretty, like, clear sticker with kind of holographic rainbow outsides. Super cute. And here is what was inside. So there were 2 fiber options that you could receive. I received this really pretty purple color, and I'm going to read exactly what it is. Look at that shine. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is definitely why they call it the Gem Collection. This is gorgeous. The Gems of Paradise, it says. They called this Fluorite. It is a superfine merino, rose, silk, and stretched nylon blend. And this is obviously a top. So it has just a little bit of, it's like a sparkle. That must be the stretched nylon in it. It is so soft. I love this. Came in a cute bag. Now the other color that was an option, they're just sent at random, But the other one was called Rose Gold, and it was this beautiful, I mean, gorgeous, kind of like natural colored wool. Oh gosh, there's a fiber blowing through the air right now. But the other one, Rose Gold, it was beautiful, like an undyed wool and a very, very pale pink. Kind of wish I would have received that, but I mean, honestly, I may have gotten a little bored spinning it, so it's fine. It's all good. And then this was really interesting. This was a kind of an undyed fiber also included, and it's called, they say it's a precious pearl infused cellulose fiber. So this is new to me. I have not spun this. I've never spun with anything like this. Obviously cellulose is some kind of plant fiber. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated. That came in this really pretty kind of shimmery bag. I keep all of these bags and the tissue and all the packing materials, and I actually wrap gifts with them. So none of this goes to waste. It is all used up. So that's fun. And then let's see what else was sent. There was a bag of stash tea. It was called Holiday Chai. That's gone. And it was very good. It was really, really good. Had a lot of flavor. I added a little bit of vanilla and a scoop of coconut milk and some stevia. And I think that's all I put in it. And it was so, so good. I think I might buy some because it was really good. But anyway, this was the other thing that was included. So cute. I hope you can see that. This is like a little snowflake tag. And then like an ornament, I guess. I haven't opened this, but there was an ornament, and inside are all of these little snowflakes. You know what? I might as well open it up right now because there is a lot going on with this cute little package. I didn't want to take it apart because, like I've said in the past, my girls open up this package with me, and we all have a really great time opening it, and they're very grabby. Like, everyone wants all the things. So I try and keep it all together. I say, oh, I have to show it on my podcast. And then someone doesn't disappear with something, you know? But there's this little tag attached to it, which is great. I can use that for gifts. This is so cute. I cannot wait to use this. This is a little progress keeper. I hope y'all can see that. It is like a little snow globe full of these like tiny crystal beads. So adorable. Oh my goodness. And then there's this cute little, oh my gosh, more fiber. There's fiber blowing through here. There is this little snowflake bag with two things inside of here. Oh, if I can get it out. So there's this ornament. I don't know if you can see that. And it is full of these cute, kind of holographic white, they're not holographic, they're iridescent white snowflakes. And then along with that, they included a blue threader. I don't know if you can see that at all. It's very, very thin. And I do know, I did read part of this. If you're not familiar, there's like a newsletter that comes with the box. It's so great. I can't even imagine the time that goes into this every month, because just to write a newsletter and to find pattern inspirations, it's so crazy. And they even included, this month, they included a pattern for ornaments, knitted ornaments, which is so cool. I'll actually show you. It is Fancy Balls by Tin Can Knits. I'm going to show you. So they included this pattern. Look how cute those are. I always thought I would love to knit my own ornaments, but I'm always so busy with gift knits that I just never have. Someday, someday. Anyway, back to the snowflakes. I'm all over the place today. Sorry about that. But these snowflakes, I believe what you can do with these is use the threader and thread them onto your yarn as you're spinning it. And so you can make a really cool art yarn, have snowflakes in it. I think it would be so adorable to knit a cowl with snowflakes all over it. I think that would be super, super cute. And maybe someday I will. But this was a really cute box. I was excited about it. You know, if you're a spinner or fiber artist and you're interested, I have a link down below and so you can check it out. I have really always loved their box, and they always do just such a wonderful job. And especially as a small business owner myself, just knowing how much work goes into these boxes and the creativity, I'm always super impressed. So the other thing too is that you can go from month to month and delay your subscription or cancel it. So that's always nice too if you feel like, sometimes I just feel like I have too much fiber and I need to just skip a month or something, or if I'm not interested in the theme. So that is always helpful too. So the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is a little bit of shop news. Thank you so much to all of you who shopped the shop update last week. It was a lot of fun, and all of your orders are out. All of the clubs from November are out, and all of the advent calendars are out. So I am regaining some of my studio space. I'm super excited about that. And I hope you love everything you purchased. And as always, thank you so much for the support of my shop. It means the world to me, and I couldn't be more grateful. So thank you. Just wanted to share with you some things that are in the shop right now and are upcoming. So right now, the December clubs are current. They're up, and the pre-orders will be available until nearly the end of the month. And so yeah, if you're interested in any of those, pop in on there. I am dyeing this week. I'm going to actually dye right after I finish the podcast here. But I wanted to share with you one thing I've dyed already. I've had several of you ask if I was going to dye fiber, since I love to spin and I love fiber. And I have so much fiber waiting to be dyed. I was able to get some beautiful fiber via a wholesale order from a mill. So I wanted to share with you the very first colorway I have dyed up on some of my fiber. This is kind of a mass here, but this is Tropic Hornby, and this is on Superwash Merino. I cannot tell you how much I love this. I want to keep it so bad. It came out so amazing, and it is wild, it is speckled, it's everything that I love in yarn and fiber. So my goal with this is to make a really beautiful spinnable fiber that is not only does it make a really great yarn, but I wanted the fiber to be really beautiful to look at too. So I'll give you an example. I have in here some really light speckles. You can see, I mean, there's just a lot of visual interest going on in this fiber. You're not going to see all that when you finish spinning, but before you spin, you will be able to see it. I love this right here. So that was one thing that I personally love. I love seeing fiber or yarn before it's even worked up into any kind of project. I love it being beautiful, you know? And so this is gorgeous. I'm super happy about that. I am going to have Tropical Me on several yarn bases as well. And it was such a popular colorway last year. Unfortunately, I dyed it right before we moved, and so not all of you were able to purchase it, and yeah, that was kind of disappointing. And so I'm bringing it back. No worries, I'm bringing it back. I wanted to also show this to you. It has a totally different look here, and this is on BFL, a non-superwash BFL. And so you can see all of the speckles and all those just really cool color nuances and combinations. So I will be listing this in the shop next Friday during my shop update. And I'm also, because they do look different on different fibers, and I do this with yarn most of the time too, I will be taking photos of all of them so you can tell, and you know, so you can get what you expect, I guess, when you purchase it. So that is super exciting. It has been so fun to dye fiber and just to see my colorways kind of come alive on the fiber, because it looks so different than yarn and requires definitely a lot more care and attention and different techniques. So it's been a creative challenge to do that. Another thing that I am thinking of in the shop, and I would love to hear your feedback, I asked you on Instagram if you'd be interested in some standalone candles, you know, just candles that you could purchase right out of the shop and that aren't included with clubs. Yeah, they're reorderable. They're not, you know, a club scent. And there were a lot of you who were really excited about that and who would be interested. So keep an eye out in the next few weeks for that. I don't know if those will go in during a shop update, or they probably will, just because I want everyone to know when those things will be in the shop. But I will definitely let you know. I will have some seasonal scents and maybe a few, I'll have some kind of natural unscented beeswax as well, because I think it smells really, really good. And I will also maybe have some greener kind of beachy scents, because let's be honest, that's my favorite. So that's really fun. And my candles are 6-ounce beeswax and organic coconut oil candles. That's it. And I use hemp wicks. So they're really clean burning. They're really nice. And yeah, so they're a very premium, long lasting candle. They really do last for quite a while. So that's a really fun thing to have, especially for these darker months of the year. I know I love having a candle beside me when I knit, and even just when I'm out here in the studio, I like to have a little candle lit. It's kind of cheery on dark days. But that is all I have this week. Thank you so much for joining me for this podcast. If you enjoyed it, I would love if you gave it a thumbs up or subscribe. That is always very much welcomed and appreciated. But until next time, I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.